Good morning, 10th standard. Hope you all are safe. So today we are going to start with the other chapter, that is chapter number 2, federalism. Chapter 1 we have discussed. I have provided you the notes also. Test has been taken several times of chapter number 1. Now back to chapter number 2. Notes I have given you. Now I'm just explaining you the important topics of this chapter. So the first chapter which I'll be discussing today is the meaning of federalism and the key features of federalism. So before starting with this concept, I just want to revise. The first chapter is correlated to this chapter, because you can see in Belgium two speakers, like two community were fighting with each other to make their language superior. So what happened? The Belgium government had done accommodation to settle the dispute, है ना. But in Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankan, the Sinhalas were in majority, and the government has not done anything for the Tamil speakers who were in minority. So this led to civil war in Sri Lanka. So we can say that Belgium government shifted from a unitary to a federal form of government. Unitary means the only single government who is having all the powers, and in federal government two or three levels are there, means central, state, or the local government. These three levels, they take care of the things. So they have shifted their government from unitary to federal. That is why the people were settled and they were happy with the things which the government has made for them. But in Sri Lanka, they were unitary system where the national government has all the powers. So they have not shifted to federal system. That is why the civil war led there. Now in all the content I'm just using a federal. So what does federalism means? It is a system of government in which the power is divided between central authority and the various constituent units of the country. That means फेडरलिज्म एक वो सिस्टम है जहाँ पे जो पावर है वो शेयर होते हैं बिटवीन द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एंड द लोकल बॉडीज एंड द लोकल गवर्नमेंट, दैट इज़ इन आवर विलेजेस. ठीक है. तो फेडरलिज्म का एक सिस्टम है जहाँ पे पावर शेयर होते हैं. द पावर इज शेयर बिटवीन डिफरेंट लेवल्स ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. ठीक है. So definition we have I have explained you. So what, again we are just going to revise the definition of federalism, but you should know how to write the questions. Okay, now at 17th I have taken a test. Some kids, they when they were writing the answers of linguistic states, so they have just written in paragraphs. So everything in points, flow chart. The smart the answer you will be writing, the good marks you will be getting. Okay, so when the question says that define federalism and its key features. So the definition: federalism is a system of government in which power is divided between different levels of government. Definition is there. Now the key features. Okay, and everything in points, not extra. There is no need to put extra things, because you will be not getting extra marks for the extra things which you are involving. So limited answer, it should be precise, but it should be good, precise and good. So key features we are going to read about the federalism. So first point is there are two or more levels of tiers of government. Tiers of government, we can say that there are levels, means central, state and local government. Second point, different tiers of government govern the same citizen, but each tier has its own jurisdiction. In this point, it is saying that every level of government, they govern the same citizen, that is we, but their jurisdiction is different. Means the laws which are made, that is different. The central government can make their different laws. State government has the right to make their different laws. Nobody will say yes, you have to follow, you have to put this law in your area. So every level enjoy their own power. Third point, the fundamental provisions of the constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by one level of government. It means to say that whatever is there in the constitution alone, one level of government cannot change it. There should be a discussion between both the levels, and then whatever the output is there, दोनों डिसीजन दोनों पक्षों को जो भी साथ में बैठ के डिसीजन होता है और फिर जो फाइनल होता है दैट इज़ दैट इज़ रेगुलेटेड. सो फेडरलिज्म का एक ये भी फीचर है, थर्ड फीचर, कि वहाँ पे आप कोई भी एक लेवल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में चेंजेस नहीं कर सकता है. दे शुड बी डिस्कशन ऑफ बोथ द लेवल्स ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. Next point, that is point number 4. Courts have the power to interpret the constitution and the power of different levels of the government. Now, what happens if there is a dispute between both the levels, that is the central government and the state government? If there is a dispute between both the levels, then the courts have the power to interpret, like they have the power to settle their disputes. So they act as an umpire. They act as an umpire to settle their disputes, which are just there between the two levels of the government. Next point, that is point number 5. The jurisdiction of the respective levels or tiers of government are specified in the constitutions. Now it is said that the powers which should be there in the hands of central government or the state government, it is there, it is written in the constitution. So nobody can say that okay, I have this authority, I have that authority. Everybody has their everybody's the power they are enjoying, it is there in the constitution. And the last point, that is point number 6. The federal system thus had dual objective: to safeguard and promote unity of the country while at the same time accommodate regional diversity. Now the objective is to safeguard and promote unity of the country, that it should not disturb the unity of the people by taking out some issues and making conflict between the people. So its motive is to safeguard and promote the unity of the country. And second, dual means two. First is to promote and safeguard unity of the country. Second is to accommodate the regional diversity, like we have different regions, different areas having different languages, different culture, everything. So maintaining peace in that regions are also under the federal system only. So 6 point which we have read was, first, it has two or more levels. Second, different tiers of government govern the same citizen. It means every tier of government has its own jurisdiction. Third point is one cannot have the fundamental provisions of the constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by one level of government. The provisions which are there in the constitution, one government cannot do changes in that. Okay. Fourth point is the court act as an umpire between the two levels of government. Whenever there are disputes between them, the court is there to sort it out. The court sort it out, the problems which are there in the there between the two levels of government. So fifth point is, now the constitution has specified the laws, the jurisdiction of each and every level which are there in the federal government. So one cannot say that yes, I have that power, I have this power. No one can say that. Everything is there in the constitution. Fifth point, that is the sixth one, that they have a dual objective. They have two specific objects. One is to promote and safeguard the public unity of the country, and second one is to accommodate regional diversity. So in this topic we are just covering only one topic, that is what is federalism and the key features of federalism. Please go through the book also, because if you'll read the paragraph, you can find out the fill in the blanks and MCQs also. Okay, now it is there on page number 14 and 15. So please go through the book also. Thank you, class.